does seem out of control.
I think, Neil, the problem is that this isn't really a partisan issue. We have to go beyond the politics and really look at what is causing homelessness. So there's three primary reasons as to why people end up in this situation. You have an economic event, you have substance abuse, you have mental illness. Those are the three parts of the formula creating this problem. And what's happening is we're not addressing that source. You can't just say, well, we have a homeless problem, let's build more housing. Because what's going to happen is we're just going to have to create more and more and more housing. So we're not seeing the forest through the trees. I think if we're going to take this problem seriously, we have to look at the causes of homelessness and put resources in those directions.
Their economics are impacted if all of a sudden conventions don't happen as much in San Francisco or some of these other cities. That will change their view on this. I don't know whether we're at that tipping point. What do you think?
And I don't think, by the way, that we actually have a problem in terms of having the funds to solve the problem. I think what ends up happening is that, as we're seeing now, this turns partisan. You have everybody blaming each other from both sides, and we're not addressing the core issues. And I think, Jeannie, it's interesting that you bring up the fact of, corporations should get involved with this and have some social responsibility. Is that really their problem when the money, they've paid taxes and money is there, it just not being administrated the proper way? And I think that's the
absolutely,
issue.
Jamie.